Boycott Alia Bhatt and her movies. Karan Johar, shame on you. Didn't you and your cult contribute to his suicide? The end of your life will be like Sushant. He has 2 children. Karma is not far. Curse of God. Really? Sushant Singh Rajput's untimely demise has turned social media into this unsparing court of justice. A court that has already presented its verdict, framing certain celebrities such as Alia Bhatt, Karan Johar, Salman Khan, and the envelope of star kids somewhere guilty for the tragedy. And this has led to a morcha where netizens have called for a complete boycott of work by these mentioned celebrities and some other celebrities. As a result of this outrage, Karan Johar, for instance, resigned from the board of Mami. Many celebrities lost thousands of followers on social media, and also a lot of celebrities restricted their comment section due to the hate they were getting, with sometimes cross lines, making all these celebrities targets of the cancel culture. Now, what is cancel culture? Cancel culture is basically when a public figure is politically incorrect in his statement or his conduct, or is perceived to have a corrupt behavior, and as a result is cancelled or boycotted. So it's done in the form of active public shaming, especially on social media. And it goes beyond just unfollowing somebody, but basically starting a movement against that person. So as you can sense that this ends up jeopardizing the victim's career and obviously also affects his or her mental health. Now there are various degrees in cancel culture. The highest point being where the public condemning is done at a large scale and has a greater impact. For example, the Me Too movement against sexual harassment or the Black Lives Matter protest against racial discrimination. Now in both these cases, calling out was required, and hence this practice of cancel culture had a positive effect. Now a lower degree of this culture is when an act performed by a certain celebrity ends up hurting the sentiments of a certain community, which is less consequential and has lesser impact. The biggest example in this scenario are comedians. Duh. For example, the 2019 Oscars, when comedian Kevin Hart decided to step down as the host as he faced major backlash for some of his homophobic tweets that he did a while back. Oh, did I forget to mention that you can cancel someone not just for something that they did recently, but something that they might have done years back. Now this is where cancel culture becomes a little problematic, where social media turns into a kangaroo court and dismisses any possibility of remorse. Now we've recently witnessed that female content creators and female comedians have been given open rape threats despite them apologizing for their questionable content. This is something way beyond and more disgusting than online bullying. Now, Joaquin Phoenix was a scoundrel. That's not something that I am saying. That's something that he said during his Oscar speech when he won the award for the Best Actor for Joker. He reiterated the fact that how important it is to forgive and to give someone a second chance. Because if people didn't do that with him, he wouldn't be where he was. So where we can practice the act of giving someone a second chance, why don't we? And hate is not just a strong word, but a very strong emotion that can wreck lives and have a very, very deep impact, more than you'll ever know. And most of the times, it's not really worth it. Even in the case of Sushant Singh Rajput, while it's amazing to see how people have united to get justice for the late actor, it's a little unfair to drag celebrities who are absolutely immaterial to the investigation, especially star kids who've just started out in their careers. Making hate clubs and trying to boycott their work is not really going to solve any purpose. People will watch whatever they want to watch, and if you want more outsiders to get opportunities, support the ones who are already there. So cancelling in this scenario is not necessary and can completely be avoided. Now, cancel culture is a very tricky space. Like, for example, on July 7, 2020, 150 notable prominent figures like J.K. Rowling and Salman Rushdie denounced the cancel culture on the lines of freedom of speech and social tolerance in an open letter in a very famous magazine. While they were talking about freedom of speech, there was no mention about the police brutality wreaked upon journalists covering the Black Lives Matter protests. So it was criticized for its exclusive and elite nature. In a nutshell, cancel culture is a product of an unequal society. It is a very sensitive boat that needs to be steered very, very carefully. While it has rightfully got justice for people who can now raise the right questions and tell their stories, it has also wrecked livelihoods over light allegations and also sometimes flawed perceptions where forgiveness could have been an option. So giving a second chance where it is required in this imperfect world shouldn't be that big a deal. And as Barack Obama said, if all you're doing is casting stones, then you're probably not going to get that far.